Hey everyone, hope everyone's having a good day. Today we're going to go over a trade I took on the Qs. So let's get into it. As we can see in this clean chart, we're in this nice bullish looking channel here. If you want to see it even clearer on this one, weird looking chart here. Today I actually went short though, and we're going to take a look as why we did that. Alright, so bear with me. If we come down to a 30-minute chart, what I want to take a look at is we were in this somewhat mediocre, very short-term bearish trend here. We're making higher lows and lower highs down here. You can see we're just kind of trending down. Now, we did come back up over the weekend, but we had this beautiful-looking 30-minute supply zone, which caught my attention here. That's a very beautiful candle to the downside. In addition, we had another, within that, we had that 3-hour. So if we come over here, we have another basing kind of period and then a nice drop down. Again, basing period, nice drop down. And, you know, we had some kind of confusion this morning in the markets. And, of course, we got news over the weekend. So given that reason, that was the first kind of area I was looking at. We had nice areas of supply above that we were gravitating towards. So, again, supply acting as somewhat of a magnet. So I saw us creeping towards pre-market, and we were moving up into this supply zone. So I went prematurely, and I went towards the 30-minute zone. I would have liked to see us get to 3 hours, the 3-hour supply zone, but that's why I entered small at this 30-minute, and I'll get to that in a second. But before we did that, I needed more confirmation that was proper to go short. So if we look over at ES. I also saw that we were approaching this area of support and resistance. So if we were to come over to this, again, this 30-minute chart, you were to see that ES was kind of in this weird-looking channel here. Top of this was 5247. Bottom was right around this 5235 area, give or take. You know, we had some kind of weird stuff going on here on March 13th, but you can kind of see that the market was kind of floating around this area. So I decided to market. You can see that in pre-market on Friday, it acted as support briefly, and then it came back down. But, so again, that was just another area I was looking at. Again, we were approaching this area. And all right, with that being said, let's come over to the flexible grid here. And let's come back to we'll go to the 5-minute chart here, as this was a day trade. So we can see, again, we were coming towards this area of interest, what I marked in the white here. And then, of course, I took it on the Qs, so I want to come back to this chart here, just for reference here. And I saw that we were approaching this 30-minute supply zone. So, right at 10:25, we had this first interaction with the supply zone, and we had a volume spike down here, as you can see, which told me that there was some sort of activity going on, and at the same time, we tried breaking above this area of interest, and we couldn't, again, with that volume spike. And we were kind of just holding below it for the next couple of minutes, next 20 minutes. And I said, okay, maybe I could have entered here at 10:30, but I decided to be a little bit patient. I wanted us to see if we could test it again and hold below, which is what happened. So right around this 10:40, 10:45 area, we tested the supply zone again, and we couldn't, break any higher, which is, of course, what you want to see in a supply zone. So if we come here to this area, we can see that I entered at right around 10:53, opened 3 contracts. Again, this is just a position size that I was going with, all for simulation purposes. Now, with that being said, 10:53 was the timestamp. So right around this candle here, this red-looking candle here, we started coming down, and 10:53 was right around here on ES. So we were holding below this area of interest that I was looking at. So I said, all right, well, we'll give it a shot. We double topped in supply. We were getting some sort of volume activity, minor volume spike here, but we were in the supply zone, and in congruence, I forget the word here, we were looking at this area of interest that ES could not move above. So I took it short at that point with a stop loss above this double top area. So I said to myself, all right, if price were to come and return above this area, I'd stop out and potentially look to re-enter in this 3-hour supply zone, again, with further confirmation. But that was the target, the stop loss. The target that I was looking at was, if I come back to the normal chart here on NQ, I was looking at right around this 18,275 area, if I'm keeping the NQ talks in track here. I was looking at right around 18,275. And reason why I said that was on a 15-minute chart, it just looked like it was kind of some sort of support and resistance right around this area. That's kind of where we were basing pre-market, and right around kind of market lows at that point. Yeah, it was right around market lows from the session. So that's what I was targeting, kind of low a day. And then, of course, as you saw, I had 3 contracts. The last contract I really wanted to hit was the 1-hour demand zone, but obviously couldn't get there before the market closed. So what we did was, if we look here, we scaled to right as we got around to low of day, and we scaled the other one, I believe. Let's take a peek again. Right around 1250. So I let one ride, and right around 1250 is when I took it off. Yep, so right around, again, nice big candle here, selling into strength of this selling weakness. So I said that was good enough for me, as I had to move on and go do other stuff. But that's what I was looking at. I really would have liked to hold it until this demand zone, but we were kind of doing some funky things, so I decided to just get out. Maybe a mistake. The contracts that I chose didn't really move a whole lot, so I have to get better at choosing contracts that maybe play more to this style. But the moral of the story is the stop loss and target were all hit. It was a nice looking trade. And then finally, let's take a look at some swing trades that I have going on the moment. This was, of course, just very loose. I have very, very, very light positions in here. This is just to test out. But as you can see here on the daily chart, we have regional banking coming into this nice looking pennant thing here with a trend line that we've been respecting for quite some time. So I decided to enter here a little bit. Volume is not really picking up. Again, this is just somewhat of a guess, but we are in this demand zone here. Weird looking demand zone from February 13th. So we're on a tester position here that I was interested in. I said, you know what, why not? We're kind of double bottom here if we look on the 15-minute. So we're kind of in this range. I'm kind of expecting it to bounce up, and the target is that 48 number, which I believe is daily supply. If we were to look up here, yeah, that's daily supply. So again, a very small tester position, and I believe the other one was XLP that I have going. Yep, so this one I believe I have as a put. So we broke through this. This is like a rising wedge pattern, and right into this weekly supply zone. I'm a little bit more confident in this one, just based off the pattern. We have this rising wedge pattern, consumer staples, XLP, right into this nice weekly supply zone. So if we look at it, we have this beautiful supply zone from the weekly that we had this beautiful move to. We had this nice weekly, like doji looking candle, upside down, or it's like a hammer, whatever you want to call it. So if we look on the daily, we had this rising wedge into this weekly used supply zone. We broke through initial demand, so we can actually just remove that. And we actually tried testing this one more time. We tried, oh, that's not a good angle of it. Let's just do the 1 hour. So you can see that we broke below it. We tested, and right now it's trying to break back above this bottom trend line, but it just doesn't seem like it's working out. But, again, we'll see how tomorrow shapes out. We're kind of holding below it. I got in right as we were rejecting this weekly supply again. So we're small green right now. Stop loss is going to be right above, right around the 75.8 area. Could even play it tighter, 75.7, with a target, a beautiful looking target below, right around this 74.8 area. We could even go for even lower depending on the madness that ensues. But again, that's just what we're looking at for this week. Hope everyone has a great rest of the week and trading week, and I'll catch you on the next video.